Hello friends, today in Python programming course from scratch we will be seeing a 11th tutorial in which we will be learning while loop, nested while loop, break, continue, else in Python. While loop is equipped with many of the clauses, so I already told you Python is very rich, so it has many clauses. So we will see it hands-on sessions. Please don't miss the hands-on sessions as those are very important. I am Dr. Nilesh Shaikh, Assistant Professor from Priyadarshini Indira Gandhi College of Engineering, Nagpur. So guys, let us go directly to the Jupyter notebook where we are saying the this one hands-on sessions. No, look, what is the necessary of loop? Suppose I am writing a statement like hello, Dr. Nilesh here. Suppose I am writing this statement, this will execute and print once. But suppose I want to print it for 10 times, then I will require to write it 10 times. 10 times writing is feasible by copy pasting. But suppose we want it in 1000 times, and that too with some conditions, then it becomes impossible to write so many code. So for that loop is used. So there are two types of loop: while loop and for loop in Python, or for that case in most of the languages. No, while says okay, I will repeat, but how many times? For that we require to give the condition. Like suppose I want to ask you to a child, then he counts like that: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He count likewise. That means in the heart, in the brain, he keeps some counter. Similarly, we will require to have some counter. Suppose we say I for it, then I say I is equal to 1 because we start counting from 1, and then we will put some condition like suppose I is equal to less than 5, and then we will apply a suit. Suit means we will start the block as you said, this indentation there, and we will ask it to print some number. So let us see. Now you can see here that 111 is getting printed and it is printing infinite loop. Why? Because I equal to 1 and this condition will always get true, because this block is will going to execute until this condition is true, and I is always less than I is 1, 1 is less than 5, so it is getting printed infinitely. For that matter, what we will require to do is we will have to require to increase the value of I. So suppose by 1 I am incrementing. Now suppose now consider the case here. It is showing I mean full symbol because kernel is busy back because it was executing infinitely. So let us make it free. After it becoming hollow, it will be free and our code will be executed. So now this is a hello and let us execute the code. So this way it has executed. Try to understand it. I is equal to 1. It has checked the condition. Okay, 1 is less than 5. Then it has printed 1. Then it has made I value 2 by adding 1. Then again it went here. Then again it has seen that 2 is less than 5. It has printed 2. Value has made 3. Then again it is saying 3 is less than 5. It has printed 3. It value become 4. 4 is less than 5. It has printed 4, value became 5, I is less than equal to 5, still this condition holds, this condition is true. So 5 is printed and here I is equal to 6. Now this condition is not true, hence it will come out of the loop. So this way it will get executed. Now in most of the languages else part is not there, means suppose your condition is not getting satisfied, then what? We have here in Python that okay, if you reach the condition that now it won't be executed, else part it will execute. So this way, this is a uniqueness of Python, that it has else part also. Now, similarly, the way you were saying that you have started your counter to 1, we can even ask it to have our counter initialize the value to 10. Suppose we have value 10, and we say that okay, I is greater than 1, then execute this. This will also will be done. Now let us see. Uh, Now it has again went into the infinite loop. So you see it is generating so many numbers. Why it is so? Let us first stop the kernel. Now you have seen here, you are saying I is equal to 1 and you are increasing the value, but it is a reverse direction. We have to decrease the value so that it's at some place it should come to 1, right? So now let us see. Now see what is happening. I is equal to 10. It has printed 10. It has reduced by 1. It became 9. Then so on. It will be doing up to 1. So this is how we can go in reverse also. Now consider some more cases. we have nested loop also. That means we can write a while in while loop also. For that, we will say take a separate counter. Suppose j is equal to 1. Okay, and we will say that while j is greater than equal to say 5, 4, or and we will I is greater than equal to I is less than equal to 5. We will be asking to print something, some statement. Suppose print Nilesh Sheikh. Okay, and we were having I is equal to I plus 1, right? I is equal to I plus 1. So let us see what will be executed. J is not greater than, J is less than equal to 4, right? Invalid statement because we have not written this colon there. Indentation is wrong because we have not written colon. We should be writing here. Okay. Now see, it has printed Nilesh Sheikh, Nilesh Sheikh. It has not given us the value of I because we have not asked it. Now let us ask value of I here. We will restart the kernel. Now I will say print I, or rather we will print it, and then we will ask for the uh, printing. I mean increment. So see here, sorry, print I. Now let us see. It is executing English IK again. Why? Why you are seeing here? You try to understand this. You wrote j is equal to 1. You wrote j equal to 1, right? And then, but value of j is always less than equal to 4. So this loop is again repeating itself. Okay, are you getting what I am saying? J is equal to 1. Value of j is less than equal to 4. Print Nilesh IK. This will be executed again, means this loop is getting executed and this condition will always true. So this way we have also increase the value of j also, so that at some place j equal to 4. So now see, it has printed Nilesh IK, and then it is executing once. But see here again, one problem is there. This statement, this particular block gets executed only once. At the end of this, j's value will be 4, so it will never go in this loop, particular loop. But what we want, for every I, we want this block to be executed. So for that, what we will require to do, we will have to again assign the value of 1, so that after this becoming j equal to 4, it will go here again, its value will be 1, and this loop will be executed. So let us check now. C is the case. For every statement, it is executing 4 times inside loop. But now suppose we want this output to be on one line instead of getting on the new line. So for that matter, I will write end is equal to this much. So that, see here, all the print statement will not go in the new line. It will be executed within the line. So this way, while loop gets executed, nested loop get executed. Now let us see some more portion of while loop, some clauses. Now consider, let us print this code here. Now we know that this particular code is executing. Suppose I write 10, then it will be repeated for 10 times. Sorry, it will be executed for 10 times. But suppose most of the cases, when we will see the real-time applications of it, most of the time inside the loop we will require to check the condition. Suppose we get some number. Suppose we are passing, iterating through the list we have seen, or with some we found some condition. Suppose I is equal to 5. Then we can ask it to break down in between. There is block break. So I will be telling you what does that, what I mean to say. Try to understand this. It is saying I is equal to less than 10. First I value is 1, then I is equal to 5, no problem, it will print 1. Then I is equal to I plus 1, that means I value become 2. Then again it will be executed, then it will be printing 2, then value will become 3, then it will print 3, value become 4, then it will print 4, a value become 5, then it will 5. For the 5, it won't come here because it is saying break, so it will go outside of the loop. See the output of it, because it is saying at when I is equal to 5, we are asking it to come out of the loop. If I write print statement here, uh, consider here, so at the time of I is equal to 5, it will come here itself. It won't be repeating the condition. So this is how break works. Now let us see one more clause. It's called as continue. Suppose we write continue there, then let us see what will happen. Continue. Let us see. It has executed same, but logic is different, because it is saying that I is equal to 5. Let us see what we will be doing is it will be more efficient if we write this way. Let us see the output of this. See, what we have done is we have executed it I value 1, then I is equal to 1 plus 1. That means it has become 2. So I is not equal to 5, so it will print 2. Again, it will print 3. It will print 4. It will print 5. But the moment it will come I is equal to 5, it will continue. It will go further. That means ask the controller to go at the condition. So when I is equal to 5, this print I statement will not be executed. It will go directly to the condition. So you can see here 5 is not there. So I hope this is clear to you people. So we have seen else part while in while loop else part. Let us revise the things for a minute. You have initialized the counter here. Then you are checking the condition. If the condition is true, that it will be executing the part. If the condition is false, it will end the loop. Similarly, break is there. In the break, while statements are executed, if you are giving the break statement, then it will come out of the loop. Then if you are giving statement, it will be executed. But if you are asked to continue, then it will go to the while condition without executing this statement. So this was a while loop, including else part we have seen, break part we have seen, continuous statement we have seen. I will appeal you people to please do some hands-on sessions, otherwise it will be a waste. Thank you so much guys, and please subscribe the channel so that I can create more wonderful videos for you. Thank you very much.